Who doesn't love a bargain? Today, we are going to talk about bargains.
I mean, I have nothing.
Always. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to talk about the best bargain bourbons.
The 15-ish, actually I think it's technically 16, best bargains.
And so, let's just get this out of the way. Hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications, let us know what you think about this list, all that good stuff. We are going to roll through this so that we give you a good assessment of what some bargain bourbons are.
I'm just going to tell you all right now, whenever we start talking about bargain bourbons, we'll have a lot of different reasons why we consider these a bargain. All of these are under $55 except for one, and we'll save that one towards the end, and in my opinion, it still justifies a bargain. But I don't think just because something's super cheap, that necessarily means it's a good bargain. I don't also necessarily think that something is expensive or we'd argue whatever.
I think the bargain is in what you think, like
the value of it.
Yeah, the value of it. Like, man, this drink's like it could be a $90 bourbon, but it's $45, so that's a good bargain.
I would agree.
Yeah, so that's kind of our thought process in this. So
agreed. But like what Dave said, we are going to fly through these.
Yeah.
So
there's 15 of them, 16 of them, 15, 16 of them, whatever it is.
Yeah. All right, first one up is the Evan Williams Bottle and Bond. Now, until a little while ago, I would have said this would have been towards top. It's taken a step back.
It has.
But for $18,
it's still a bargain.
It's still a really good bargain.
Yeah, still makes a heck of a lot of mixer drinks.
I was getting ready to say, I knew you were going to say something.
It does. It just does.
It's
good on it's good on its own. It's got great merit, but it is a great mixing bourbon as well. So, yeah, I agree.
All right, next one, the Jack Daniel's Bonded. Now, you could go triple mash here. I think a lot of other channels, a lot of other writers, bloggers, whatever, would say the triple mash is better. We, in particular, like the Bonded.
We do.
But, my argument is I'm always going to like something that has a darker profile to a bourbon, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But for $30, because, again, people who are going to argue what the price is or whatever, this is a $700, this is only $30. I know there's bigger ones out there, they cost like $45.
Yeah, they look weird too.
They do.
Like when I see the 750s, I'm like, this looks so weird.
Yeah. Get the 700.
Yeah, get the
cheaper, it's better.
Yep.
All right, next one is probably a whiskey tube favorite.
Woo, woo.
Redwood Empire, The Lost Monarch.
If you can find it, please just pick it up and get it.
Has it become hard to get or something?
In our area, the only thing I ever see is the stupid. Not that it's stupid. Listen, it's great.
How dare you?
But it's stupid that we can't find the Emerald Giant or the Lost Monarch. They're hard to find around here for whatever reason. I see Pipe Dream all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but this is great.
Arguably best bourbon that's on the market right now.
Yes,
arguably.
And how much is this one?
45.
Because Pipe Dream's like 35.
This one's a little more.
Yeah.
I remember this one being a little more, but also, I guess for full transparency, I literally I typed in the name on Google and I went shopping and I looked through about 4 or 5 of them.
And you find out the average price of it. That's a good thing to do. Yeah. So, always worth it. To me, Redwood Empire is always worth it.
Yeah, I agree. One of my little personal favorites over here, Maker's Mark Cask Strength.
Yep.
This bottle, I think, punches way up, not only just in the quality of everything, but I think this can compete with a lot of your standard full proofs, barrel proofs, cask strengths that are on the market today. And it doesn't have a lot of the traditional notes, I think, in Makers, because the more I talk to people, they're like, I don't believe you don't get like a milky profile from Makers. I'm like, I've never got a milky profile.
Milk? Ugh.
Well, I think there's a couple of people that get that kind of note from it. I just don't. Like,
is it like the sour rag smell that you get from Dickel?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
They get the milk. I sour rag always. Listen, cask strength in almost anything Maker's Mark does is worth getting.
Except for DNA.
Except for DNA. That was that was a miss.
That was a terrible miss.
That was a miss.
All right, next one. Number, I guess this would be 5. The Yellowstone Select. Again, another great bottle. David and I have a lot of history on. I think this is like one of the first. I think this is one of the bourbons I introduced you to. One of the first ones I introduced you to.
That Jefferson's Reserve was one of the first ones, like the old school
back when it was
Reserve.
good.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you.
And Town Branch as well. Back in the day.
Again, back when it was good.
Back in the day.
So Yellowstone, still good though.
Yeah, if you've been a part of our channel for any amount of time in the 3 years that we've been doing this, like Yellowstone.
And here's something sneaky about Yellowstone. So all these bourbons have went up in price over the last year or 2 years. This used to be like 40 something bucks, like 42, 43, 44 bucks. I could find it for $35.99 to one.
Yeah.
Good for Yellowstone. Went down in price.
And go back to Redwood Empire. They've not really gone up either. They've kind of stayed in that same level too.
Most of them haven't went up in price. A lot of them that are on the list, most of them haven't.
Yeah.
That was one of the few that had actually went down in price. Probably the only bottle you and I will debate about how much we enjoy and love this bottle, JTS Brown Bottle and Bond.
I like it. There's nothing wrong with it.
But I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And for $16, it's the cheapest bottle here. It is not available everywhere. It is not. It's not a Kentucky exclusive. I think maybe at one point in time it might have been. It's not, because I've heard people, I think from anywhere from Georgia to Florida, Texas. I've talked to a couple people, I can't remember. But the Bottle and Bond is available at other places throughout the country. Man, for $16, you can drink this neat and not complain about it all day.
Yeah, it is a great deal for $16. And Paul, I will never disparage this because you love it so much. So I love it as well.
I know Paul has a great palate because the JTS Brown Bottle and Bond. Talking about another great cheap bourbon, Green River Bourbon. It is literally, I was shocked how much I enjoyed it, and I'm still shocked how much I still enjoy it.
Yeah, it's just a good, simple bourbon.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. That's all you can say about it. Like, it is worth the $35 to have this on your
and at 90 proof, it drinks to where you can still have it like during the summer, you can have it in the fall and in the winter. Like, it's kind of one of those weird, it's in like one of those weird areas where it's like really kind of good year round.
Yeah. I've not tried to make an old fashioned out of this, but it's on my list.
Even your old fashions. All right. So we're going to combine these two just because I feel like that's just what you have to do with these.
Yeah.
The new Bardstown Origin Series. We don't have the rye on here. We just weren't that big fans of the rye. Not saying it's not good.
It's fine.
It's just not.
Yeah, it's a rye.
If we had a rye up here, which we double check and make sure we don't. So, hey, everybody who gets mad at us for ryes when we say it's a bourbon list. Not this time.
That's bourbons.
But Bardstown, I think thoroughly, out of all the bottles released so far this year, for what this is, I think it's still some of the most impressive stuff that's been released all year long. 6 years old, one's $45, one's $42, and it just shows like the quality of the work they're putting in down there at Bardstown. And at 6 years old, it's this good already. Wait until it's 8, 10, 12 years old.
I just hope this introduces to a whole nother group of people to Bardstown in a good way.
Yeah.
Because we love Bardstown.
Yes.
This makes the average person, I think, want to investigate Bardstown more. So, like, I'm excited about this to see in a year or two from now, like, what this looks like because people have started drinking this.
Yes. And I think also the underrated thing about Bardstown is they are massive. So I think the amount that they are producing will be a metric crap ton. So I think, I know it's slow getting out now, but this will be widely available everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's this one. Chattanooga whiskey at the number 9th spot. So, and this is the cask strength, 111 proof. Yep, 111 proof. Again, this bottle to me, it always impresses me. It's a smaller blend of barrels they always put together. Anyone from the one I've had before, I've had some that are fruity. I've had some that are darker chocolates. I just drank on one the other day. The reason why I remember putting this on the list is because I was drinking on one the other day and somebody said, what do you think this is? And I said, I feel like it's a Knob Creek 12-year, but it's not a Knob Creek.
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought the same thing. And then he told me it was this.
Yeah. So good. Like, there's nothing.
And the one that Ken gave us, I swear to God, that was a 20-year-old Scotch.
Yeah, there's not much else to say about it. This is just, they do good stuff at Chattanooga.
They really do. We still need to get down there.
Yeah, we do.
All right, next on the list, one of the more pricey bottles on the list, Baker's number 7. You hadn't had this bottle until this year, right?
Right.
So Baker's number 7, this is a awesome product made by Jim Beam. You can find it in the 13-year-old, but these are 7-year-old, but most of them are, like this one's 8 years, 1 month. I think there was one I just saw that was, I don't know if it was like in the New York area, or I feel like it was up east, but it was like closer to 9.
Yeah.
And man, I think these are so good.
Yeah, they're good. They are just,
and I don't think people talk about them.
Honestly, they're pretty consistent through them too. Like,
yes,
they just
okay. That's a great point. I agree.
I feel like they're all just really good, and even though there's subtle differences in them, they just generally have the same kind of like profile, which makes it nice too. Like you can feel pretty solid that if you pick up a Baker 7, that it's gonna be good.
Yeah, no,
So,
I would feel very, very confident in that, for sure.
So wherever they pull those from, I'm impressed.
Yeah. Next one of the cheaper ones on the list.
Yep.
Benchmark Foolproof. I know there's debate between the benchmark line between what's the best. I know a lot of people say like the single barrel, top floor. We're Foolproof fans.
I do enjoy the Foolproof.
I think the
more.
Foolproof's the best one out of the bunch. It is just really cheap and nice having a Foolproof that doesn't just completely burn you whenever you're drinking it.
Correct.
For that price.
Yeah, I totally agree with
It
that.
has good flavor to it. It's not
$23, $24, whatever you're talking.
It's not the GTS that people were like, oh, what was it, 2022? Or, no, 21 when they didn't release GTS.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they just used it for full. No, that's not what they did. That's not what they did.
No.
But.
Or this would be more than $23.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is still really, really good.
Yeah, it's so good.
I know it's not everywhere, but
it's in a lot of places.
It's in a lot of places.
Yeah.
And if you are traveling, I feel like there's so many places that have it, you have an opportunity to grab it.
Yeah.
Next one, doesn't need a whole lot to say here. Wild Turkey Red Breed.
What else do you say?
It's literally one of the best bottles on the market. It's one of the best bottles that's ever been made. And I'm not just talking like pure quality of it. Like, obviously, yes, it stacks up against a lot, but the amount of availability that they have for it, awesome. I think
obviously because it punches above its weight class.
It does, and it has older stocks in there as well. Yeah, you know, and that's some of the other stuff that's on here. Like a lot of the stuff we've had so far, some of it hasn't had a ton of older stocks.
Yeah.
This stuff does have older stocks in it. It's a blend, and there's also some younger stuff to it, but
it's a bargain of all bargains.
Yeah, it's awesome. Talking about if that one isn't the best bottle on the list, this one probably is. 1920.
Yeah. Again, you all know our love for pretty much Old Forester. This is the beginning of our love affair with Old Forester. Like 1920 is the staple. It
can pretty much outblind most, in my opinion, it outblinds most standard shelf bottles you can get. If it's, and like realistically it goes like Wild Turkey and then this. Yeah. Or Wild Turkey Red Breed and then this. So the fact that it can pretty much beat most things that sell on the shelf, it can also beat a lot of allocation out there.
It does hold up.
For only $55. Yeah. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah, I agree.
I could not forget one of Dave's favorite bottles. I almost did. I literally almost did.
I mean, Russell's 10-year, like you're getting a 10-year bourbon for $35. Arguably the only other like 10-year bourbon that is age-stated 10-year bourbon is Eagle Rare that is anywhere close to that, and this smashes Eagle Rare.
Well,
in all sense of the word.
I think it was Bo from Wild Turkey, who's one of the brand ambassadors. He's like, just think of it like this. If there was a craft distillery that had a 10-year age statement at that proof, how much would that be?
125, 130 bucks.
I said easily $100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how whiskey is nowadays. And I get some of that, you got to pay that craft tax, and I get all that, right? But you're paying 100-something bucks for probably something that's obviously not their own product. It's probably Barton. And this is Wild Turkey.
This should be on your shelf.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, and buts about it. This should be on your shelf.
Agreed. All right, last one. And this is going to be the one that's a little pricey. But
It's still a bargain.
it is. And wait, I grabbed the wrong one.
It doesn't even matter.
I want that new.
The new.
I want that new.
I need that new.
This is the new one, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Elijah Craig barrel proof. Now, you can put whatever batch you want on there, but I'll be honest with you. I probably would debate over the last couple of years if I would put this on there just because I didn't love them. But this new C batch, put her back on the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
This is a hitter.
And I get, right now it's really, really hard. You see people flipping them. Give it time. There will be more of these that will go out. Now, I believe there will be people that will stock up and buy, as many as they can at a time.
Yeah.
But this right here, the fact that it is 13 years old, most of them averaging around 12.
Almost
obviously.
14.
Almost 14. Well,
13.7. That's over half of a year. So
13 and a half.
You're closer to 14 than 13.
Closer to 13 and a half. But the
Round
value.
Round up.
All right, prices, right? Whenever you start looking at value and stuff, it's really easy for the big boy distilleries to put big age statements, do big batches, and have cost low.
Yep.
And yes, that sucks for the small guys, but at the same time, you get really good quality and you get really good value.
Yes.
Most of the time with that. Not always, but most of the time. This is a prime example of like the best of what that looks like, in my opinion.
I would agree with
the barrel
that.
proof lines of those.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
So
60 to 80 bucks. The C batch happens to be well worth that. So it's a great bargain, and I'm currently on the lookout for one. So so good. It's knocking my C920 off its pedestal.
Yeah, I think that bottle's going to compete at the end of the year. Man, we've reviewed a lot of good bottles that we're saying is going to compete at the end of the year, and I don't know how it's going to shake out.
All right, so tell us what you think your best, what the best bargain bourbons are for you, because this isn't the definitive list; it's just our list.
Sure.
And so tell us what you're enjoying at that bargain level, and until the next time,
We'll see you.
We'll see you.